Hey everyone, happy Friday. Welcome to the Nutmeg Tavern. I know John's not sitting here today. He's gone today. So I'm Aaron.
I'm Caleb.
We are the videographers here at Townsends, and John asked us to fill in for him today to kind of talk about the process of how we do videos, talk gear, post-production, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we're here hanging out in the tavern today. We thought about putting some nutmeg into our waters, but I don't know if
Why not?
okay, go crazy.
I've always wanted to do it.
It's true. I don't know how he does it. John's a
he's
pro.
good.
I'm not going to be joining you
there
guys
it
in
is.
this.
And also Will is helping us out with the live stream today. Say hey to Will.
Hello,
In the
everybody.
chat. Yeah, so it's Friday. We're in the tavern. It's cozy, and we're gonna talk all things video. I guess to start it off, do we just want to talk about how long we've been here? How long have you been at Townsend's?
It'll be 3 years in January. I started in 2021, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
January 2021.
Blown by.
Yeah,
Blown by.
it sure has. And I have been here since I was, I think, 18 years old. I've been here for like 13, 14 years, which is crazy, and still love it. Still enjoy doing it. I'm still here.
Yeah.
John keeps.
It's crazy. It's a
coming
crazy
up.
job. I love
Yeah,
it.
definitely. Yeah. So I don't know. Just any questions that people have in the chat about how we do videos? You got one for us already?
Yeah. It's from Decoder 115. Hello, all. I had a quick question about Townsend and the community that does the 17th and 18th century events. Where exactly do these events take place?
You know, there are a few bigger ones in Indiana that Townsends will go to. Mississinewa 1812, which is down in Marion. That's a big one that I think we still go to pretty much every year. Feast of the Hunter's Moon is another big one. I believe that's over in Lafayette. I don't know if we go to that one every year, but we have in the past. But yeah, there's a lot of really good ones in Indiana. I can't recommend Mississinewa enough. That's such a great event, and it's
I grew up going to that one.
yeah. Did you?
Oh, yeah.
It's such a cool spot, and it's very, very immersive back in there. So yeah, those are just some of the ones in Indiana.
Got another one from 11 Bang Bang. What kind of camera do you use? I've been using a Canon M50 and it seems to work pretty well.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, if we just want to get into some of the tech stuff, right here I've got a Blackmagic Pocket 4K. This is the main camera that we use right now. If you want a quick history lesson on how we've advanced with cameras, the first camera that we used when I started working here, I can't remember the name of it, but I do know it was shot to tape, and we would transfer the tape.
Really?
Yep, into digital files, and then cut from there. And then we switched over to the DSLR body cameras, which the first one we got, I believe, was a Canon T2i, and we shot a ton of stuff on that, including Crimson Bond. If you know, you know. And then from there we switched to the Panasonic Lumix GH4,
Which we're using right now.
which we're streaming with that right now. And then we switched over to the GH5, which is an upgraded version of the GH4. And then we upgraded again to these Blackmagics, and I think that's where we're kind of staying for now. We're very happy with how these work. The color looks great. You're getting, I would say, pretty close to cinema quality.
I mean, the camera does it all for us.
Yeah, it is kind of true to an extent.
We just point it and it looks good.
Yeah, there is some of that where it's like, it looks really, really good right out of the box.
It does.
We usually will run 2 of these. One of us will have one. And most of the time we're running this. So, for those who know cameras, this is a micro four thirds camera. So it's not like you can just grab any lens and throw it on it. But these Lumix lenses, this is a 12 to 35 millimeter. And so it's a zoom lens, and it has internal stabilization on it. And the Blackmagic does. No, not at
No,
all.
none.
The GH5 does.
Yeah,
That's
it
right.
does.
The previous camera has actually really good internal stabilization.
I can attest to that.
Yeah, for sure. And what's great about this lens, this is the Lumix 12 to 35, is most zoom lenses, when you're changing your focal length and your zoom, it's going to change your f-stop on the lens itself. This one, I can't remember the exact term, but it'll lock in on the
Yeah,
f-stop
I'm
and
not sure
keep
either.
it there.
Yeah.
There's another lens we have similar that's like basically, if you're zoomed out all the way or zoomed in all the way, you'll be at a 2.8 f-stop, but then when you zoom around, it'll go down to like a 4.6. This one doesn't do that. It'll lock in. So yeah, the Blackmagic Pocket 4K is the one that we use pretty much on every shoot these days. We have looked at the 6K, and I don't know. It's just
4K is working good right now.
Yep.
When did we just started doing 4K uploads last year, right?
Yeah, not too long ago. And one of the things that kind of kept us from rendering 4K was we would shoot in 4K,
But pan in and stuff.
pan in, and have
Yeah.
all these options for reframing if the shot didn't look right, because we do a lot of kind of run and gun filming, and we would render out in 1080p HD, but it would be shot in 4K, but like cropped in if we needed to. But now we're rendering out in 4K, and it's, like I said, it's a great camera, and I don't know, it just looks great right out of the box. We shoot in log, and there's the LUTs for this camera look great. We don't even necessarily have to go out and use, LUT packs. The LUTs that they have look awesome, and then we'll do color after the fact.
Yeah.
But yeah, great camera.
What in that allows for better color, right?
Absolutely.
Like, the color correction is out of this world.
When the LUT looks good, and then you just have to do a couple other quick things, it's great. Yeah.
All right, I got another one from Diane Norcus. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. What is the process used to come up with video ideas?
Oh man.
So I would say usually what it is John is researching a topic that he's very excited about. And then kind of it turns into our job and Ryan's job to kind of basically, okay, how are we going to take all this data that John has and all this information and turn it into something that's exciting and watchable? Because usually John will just have a ton of
Talking points. Really good talking
oh
points.
yeah, and it's like I read this thing and I read this thing and I read this thing, and we all kind of come together, and it's like, okay, how can we bring this together and make this flow well? And that's usually where it starts. It's just, what are we excited about? And then sometimes it's also, especially with like homestead videos, is there something cool that we want to build on the homestead? And that's usually just a little easier than like, here's what John is researching, how do we turn that into a video? And also, how do we take, one thing we've been doing a lot lately is like John will have just a recipe, and instead of like making the video about just that specific recipe,
It's like
how
the
can we
history of it all.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. And then the recipe's part of a bigger story. But yeah, a lot of times as far as process goes, usually it's something John's working on and researching, and then we just kind of slowly work it into how can it flow in a video. And yeah, and sometimes it's even more obscure than that. Just depends on what John's got going on usually. Yeah.
Got a donation from Heather. Thank you for that. Thanks for the videos, which make history more accessible.
Hey, thank you
Thank
for
you.
the donation. Yeah, I think there was a donation before we got in here. I can't remember who sent it, but whoever that was, thank you for sending that.
Find it.
Somebody said, have there been any complications when making a video? We'll talk about that in a little bit. Absolutely. Sorry, what was that? Did you bring that donation up?
Yeah, I
My
did.
bad.
No problem.
You want to bring that up one more time real quick?
Yeah. Thank you for what you do.
Oh, right on. Thank you for
Thank
the
you.
donation. Yeah, appreciate it. We can see the chat too, so we're kind of doing, he's asking. But I saw one here that said, what kind of PC, Mac do you use and what editing software? Yeah, we run PCs, just Windows 10 and Premiere, Adobe Premiere, for all the editing. Kayla's been
After
working with,
Effects a little bit recently, but I'm still learning all that
Yep.
madness.
we'll get into some of that post-production stuff here in a bit.
Love all the Billy Strings shout outs.
Yeah, a lot of Billy Strings love in the chat.
Have there been any complications when making a video? Bloopers, etc.?
Yes.
The biggest one, my favorite one, is audio not rolling.
Yes.
Or we forget to put our mic on the camera, and then we have to line all the audio up manually. That's always fun. What are some other fun ones?
Well, there's one specific complication that I was going to... Well, what I wanted to do at some point in this live stream is talk about what was the coldest shoot, what was the hottest shoot, and what was the most like frustrating shoot. Is it all one thing or is it all separate thing? But the complication I was going to bring up was most of the time the complications, and this is not a knock on this person at all, usually it's with Brandon videos only because we're dealing with fire, blacksmithing, we're making like physical things out of steel and stuff.
A couple of those shoots were in the winter too.
Those were tough shoots.
Sometimes those it will. I mean, we've shot a few, and again, it's not a knock on Brandon whatsoever. It's just you get that forge going, and we'll see how this goes. A couple of episodes that just they're half shot because it was like we literally
what was it? The chain?
Well, the chain link one was the one I was going to bring up.
Oh, let's talk about the chain.
Yeah, you need to talk about what
I
happened
wish I
with
had
the
chain.
Now, I would say not only that.
I have the chain in the.
Oh, you have
my desk.
what's
Should I
left
go
of
get
the
it?
chain?
Should we send someone to?
You can go get it, Will.
All
We'll
right,
be
I'll be
okay
right
for a
back.
second. So, we were shooting an episode where
It might have been one of my first shoots too.
it was very
Maybe
early
the second
on,
or third one.
and we have this forge out at the homestead where we can do blacksmithing on, and Brandon was trying to make chain links, and I would say that was the coldest shoot
Yeah,
I can
absolutely.
remember. It was bitterly cold, and we just couldn't get the forge, or he couldn't get the forge up to where he wanted it to be, or
It just wasn't. It might have been. I don't remember.
he
Yeah,
had to get it hot enough
it
to where
wasn't-
it was like.
It goes. We were trying to weld the chain.
yes, we were trying to
and
get it
it
hot
wasn't
enough
getting
to
hot
weld.
enough. He couldn't get it hot enough, and
And we were trying, and it was one of those. The episode started off great, the shoot started great, but when it came into the actual process of making the piece, everything just kind of slowed down. So like, well, we're trying to.
there it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
We're trying to get this hot enough, and then Brandon left to go do something. I can't remember what it was.
He said, "I'll be right back."
And Caleb said, "Here, I'll run the forge."
He
for
said,
a
"Just
minute."
keep pumping the forge. It's never going to get hot enough." And it got hot enough, and I melted it. So that's what you get. when,
Literally vaporized.
he told me I couldn't do it, and I did it.
Well, technically, you didn't do it.
It's
You
true.
went too far.
That was a chain.
Yeah, that
you can
was-
kind of see it, but
And I remember him coming back, and he's like, "Where'd that chain link go?" And then
he found
pull
it.
it out. There
It was a glob.
Stuff like that will happen a lot. The glob of chain.
The hammer was tough too.
The hammer was tough. Again, it was getting it hot enough and molding it because it's a big piece of steel, probably like bigger than this lens right here.
Oh yeah.
And but yeah, some of the toughest stuff usually is because speaking of gear, we will run with lapels for audio. Let me grab this real quick. This is a F2 Zoom field recorder. We've been using this a lot. These are great. 32-bit float technology, which we can talk about here in a second. But sometimes throughout the day, we'll forget to check to make sure things are still rolling and everything's looking good. And we've had batteries go out on those, and then it's a scramble to figure out, okay, what was the last thing that was recorded? What do we have to, redo? And most of the time, we're on it enough to where it's like, we lost maybe one take. Let's redo that.
That just happened recently, didn't it?
It did. And then other times, it's one time, if I remember correctly.
We lost like half a video.
Yeah, we lost.
Yeah.
Just we were just shooting and not thinking, and we should check audio, and it's just dead.
Gone.
And it's like, okay, what was the last thing we shot? Oh, that was an hour ago, and that's when it's like you want to leave, go home, but you just muscle through it. And
What was that, beef stew?
yeah, that was
And
bad.
that video went crazy.
It went crazy, and not only did we have an audio problem, that was one of those, the kitchen filled with smoke.
Yep.
And
That's another big one.
Oh yeah, that's
The smoky kitchen.
Yeah.
shoots usually. I mean, they go they go fairly well, but when it's always like when it goes bad, it goes really bad, and just it's one thing after another, and then you're trying to just, okay, it's cool, we'll get through this, and then I don't know, you need the one person to like bring everyone back from the precipice.
I think I was the one that day.
Like,
It's like, well, that's cool, guys. We're gonna go back and do it.
And I was like, no, we're going.
He didn't want to do it. He wanted to go home. I was like, let's
done.
just do it, man. We're here.
We'll start again tomorrow.
And we did it.
Yeah. Sometimes you get in the mentality of like, let's just try again tomorrow, but we usually will get it done. We'll rally together and chill out for a little bit.
I mean, it is heartbreaking when that happens.
Oh, it's devastating. Not only in the sense of like we have to redo this, but like I can't believe we didn't check. We've been doing this for so long and I didn't check the audio. So yeah,
I worry about it every time I hit record on the camera now. I'm like, is audio rolling?
Yeah.
Did we check the audio?
Oh yeah.
And I know I could see you do it. I could sit there and watch him check audio, and I'm still worried about it.
I just got the Rode Wireless Pros. Is that what we just got?
Yeah, we just got them too.
Literally
yesterday.
today, just got the Wireless Pros, and we're gonna experiment with those. Maybe after the stream a little bit.
We got a couple donations that'll pop up here.
Yeah,
I've got another question I have.
Yeah.
All right, so this is from Speeds Dan. I'm
Speed
sorry, I'm not gonna
Saltoni.
pronounce that.
Yeah.
Have you had any equipment break during a shoot? Did it ruin the footage?
Break. We had a chain break one time. I guess
Someone
not really
said, "Well done, chain." earlier.
Well done, chain.
Well done, chain. Yeah.
He's a champ. I don't know if we've had anything break, but like we were just talking about, we've had things like run out of batteries, and
We did have that problem where we brought footage back and it had like the red and black bars all over it. Do you remember that?
Yeah, like a corrupted hard drive. That's
I don't
happened.
even remember what that was.
That was crazy. Yeah, just a hard drive decides to fritz out after a shoot, and it's like we can salvage what we can.
Oh, we forgot about the Brandon ASMR video
The Brandon is
with the mic.
Oh yeah, that was
That
another
was
one where we were shooting this kind of like sounds only video, and something in the camera, the internal.
I think it was this one.
Yeah,
Actually.
this
The mic
this one's
preamp was
retired.
like buzzing the whole time.
Yeah, and we just it was direct audio in, so we plugged the mic in. We saw the green, the audio bar. It's like, okay, cool, that's fine. And then when you get it back, there's this.
It was real bad.
It's like, oh no, what are we gonna do?
A lot of audio work on that one.
Another donation down here from Phil Klum. Love the ambient videos with no talking. Are there any new ones coming on the horizon?
Hey, thanks a lot. Appreciate that.
We love those videos too.
Yeah, I love them. As far as more on the horizon, not planned right now. Those are they usually it's the people who watch them love them. The problem is not a lot of people watch them. It's
a hard sell.
It is a hard sell, and it's like, we've learned a lot this year with YouTube about the idea of what is the channel and not throwing so much stuff at the channel that's not like cohesive, and it kind of confuses people. But I really do like those, and I don't know, maybe down the road we'll do some more, but I like them a lot.
I love shooting those.
Got another one from Speeds
Speed and Style Tony.
Yes. Use terms that non-video people don't know. LUTs. Explain those for whoever doesn't understand.
That's a... Okay, so when we shoot the footage...
There was a question that said, did you go to school for this? Obviously no, because I don't know how to describe it.
They found me somewhere. I don't know how they even found me, but the footage looks black and white almost when we shoot it.
Yes.
It's like very, very desaturated.
That would be called like raw footage.
Yeah,
and
so that's...
And not even like just... Like that's an actual like .raw.
I don't even know what
like
LUT
that.
stands for.
Lookup table or something like that.
But you take this one.
Well, what it does is when you shoot in RAW, you're going to get more dynamic range out of the file, and the raw file almost looks black and white, like he was saying. You throw this LUT, which is essentially like you're throwing a color palette onto it. So there are different types of LUTs. You could have a black and white LUT if you wanted. And essentially, it's just taking that raw data and putting like, here's the color filter over the top of it, if you will. And when shooting RAW and using LUTs, like I said, you're getting more dynamic range out of those raw files, as opposed to when you're shooting like a standard camera setting. It's the whites are going to be more crushed, or the blacks are going to be more crushed, and that raw file. You're just getting more data out of everything, and then the LUT goes on top of it, and it gives you the color that you want, and then you can go in, do real color correction. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Log footage is flat and desaturated. Yep.
Another great thing about this is you can actually manipulate the metadata after the fact too. So if we want to change our white balance or even our ISO or our exposure, we can do that in like while we're editing too. Which is
Lifesaver.
really, really cool.
It's like that I couldn't see in the monitor. It's actually was more green than I thought. Just adjust the white balance in post. It's fantastic.
Might as well explain ISO and white balance to people.
Okay. Well, ISO, your Okay, so to explain ISO, we need to explain f-stops and things like that.
Oh yeah, that's
Let's
a
give
whole,
you all a camera like lesson right now. No.
ISO
Will's giving
is,
us the hard questions.
what would you say? It's like
It's kind
brighten your footage, but if you go
Yeah.
too far, it's going to be noisy, as opposed to natural light coming in and brightening your footage.
Yeah.
That's basically it. So if you go too high with your ISO, and it's like, some people will go, it's dark out, but my ISO goes up to 6400,
but you're
and
gonna
it looks great, but it's hideous
Grain.
looking, grainy.
yeah.
Basically, it's a way to adjust it's an internal thing. I used to know all of this like by heart like 10 years ago, and now it's just kind of like
I just know how to
the
do
ISO,
it. I just do it.
the
I don't know.
f-stop.
All right.
I wish I could give you a more technical answer.
How about this one from Terranaut? What unique skills have you guys learned while shooting for Townsends?
Unique skills
Well,
while shooting.
Well, I mean, Caleb, what you came in? How much
Oh, I
video
had been.
footage had you done before Townsend's?
real quick.
yeah.
ISO represents sensitivity to light as a number. It's a great way of putting it.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I had been shooting video for a while actually. Not to this. I don't think I had ever actually edited a video until Townsend. So.
Not a music video or anything like that?
No, I don't think so. I was doing like live stream during COVID. I was having bands come in because there was nowhere to play, so I would have them come into my studio and just do like live sessions and send it off to Twitch. And I think that's kind of how you guys found me a little bit, yeah. But I never actually edited a video, so
Yeah.
yeah.
How many would you say you've edited?
Oh
now?
Lord, I don't even
Hundreds.
Yeah.
know. Last year was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bunch.
What was the question again? Skills?
Yeah.
What skills have you
unique
learned while
skills.
shooting?
While shooting.
Here, I'll pop
Video
it up
just
here
in
again.
general. Unique skills you guys have learned while shooting for Townsends. I mean, it's helped me with other video projects. I do freelance work, and everything I've learned from Townsends, I've been able to apply to other freelance projects, whether it be like a music video or advertising. We, for a long time, and still to this day, shoot fairly quickly and given how I think our stuff looks really good, I'll just say it, but given how quickly we're able to shoot, it's kind of wild. So I've been able to take that out and basically be able to get good looking footage with not that much gear, kind of figuring that out, like not being scared to take not a lot of stuff to a shoot and still getting really, really good footage and having your client be excited.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely a skill, I would say. Not overburdening yourself with too much gear.
Got a comment from Mike Kruk, a Nutmeg Tavern member.
Nice.
Your videos are just incredible.
38
and
months.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank
We
you.
really appreciate it. Yeah, a lot of people are answering the ISO question much better than,
They should be doing our job.
Well, here's the thing. Like I said, I used to know all of this by heart. I remember somebody asked me the frames per second question recently, and it was one of those, okay, I used to have this whole spiel on like why it looks better and how it all works, and it was just, my mind was just blank. It was
Yeah.
like, I don't know. 24 looks the best. And like that's all I had at the time. But I used to,
I took photography class in high school for 2 years, and that's all left me.
But would you say it can apply to video?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
All right. Got another one from George Anderson. What is one technology or product that has made making videos better or easier?
This camera.
Yeah, the Black Magic one is actually one we just got, and
Premiere?
hopefully, well, Premiere has made life a lot easier because I used to edit on Vegas, which I still think is a solid software, but Premiere, man, synchronizing audio and video files just makes life so much easier in Premiere. But we just got, like we said, those wireless Rode lapels. We'll see if they work like they say.
Yeah,
That's going to be
we'll
awesome.
be in heaven.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
I remember when I first came to Townsends, you guys gave me a couple of Vegas editing projects after you taught me how to use Premiere, and I was just like,
that's tough.
I've been in Vegas
tough.
lately, and it's
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
I think there are things in it that work really well, and then other things that are just like, what were they thinking? But I also think that about Premiere too, sometimes. Yeah. Nobody hates Premiere more than people who use Premiere.
Oh yeah, I was hating it today actually.
Oh yeah.
I was real mad at Premiere earlier.
It's rare to not be mad at Premiere, but it's like, what do you
What else are you gonna use that's as good?
know?
do you ever use, this is from Trevor Hawley, do you ever use footage from an iPhone or Android phone?
Speaking of Nutmeg Tavern members, we're trying to get a little bit better about posting behind the scenes stuff. Usually at shoots, we're so in it and it's so locked in that it's like, oh yeah, we should have done a behind the scenes video. Shoot, it's too late. Stuff like that we'll shoot on an iPhone or an Android and just upload it. But no, most of the stuff is done with Blackmagics or Panasonic cameras, things like that.
So back to the question of problems on the shoot. What is your coldest shoot?
That chain link day,
Chain link day?
that was brutal.
Yeah, I don't know why we were even out there.
What was the temp?
I don't even know why we were.
Why were we even there?
We just had to get done. We just had to do it.
The hottest shoot that I can recall is the well.
Oh,
that was
dude.
hot.
That smokehouse day, that last smokehouse day, that was also very, very cold.
Oh yeah, when we put the door on.
Yes.
Freezing.
Freezing cold.
Freezing. Yeah, I would say coldest day probably that smokehouse shoot, or when we were shooting the chain link that never got released because we never finished it. Hottest day, it was day one of the cabin, and it was like middle September. That like one more blast of summer.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't even working on the cabin. I was just
dying.
filming. I was dying. It was crazy. It was like that September summer. That was
Ryan always talks about the
brutal.
brick shoot too.
being
really, really bad.
Yeah, and those dudes were, I mean, just digging around in the mud and
They don't look happy in the video.
nope. Nope. Which I think is fitting for that video because it's not fun work. But yeah.
Got another one here from Beal.
Mm-hmm.
With a M4 sensor, do you find the need to use a speed booster to provide the extra stops, or do you just roll with faster lenses?
Okay.
I've never seen a speed booster here.
No. With an M3 sensor, do you find the need to use a speed booster to provide? Oh, I see what you're saying. Basically, he's not like what's the I can't think of what's the third thing? The f-stop, the ISO, and the shutter speed. Are you referencing like the shutter speed? Because with video, you have to lock your shutter speed in to I think it's a 50th, and you can't move it or else it's going to start looking shaky.
Is this on?
No, I don't have a battery in it. I'm so prepared.
I think the speed boosters also can put like you could use like a Canon lens on this body and stuff like that. I think, but I could be wrong. Sorry if I sound
like
uneducated here.
Something you could put on the back of the lens, like a
Yeah,
adapter.
so it would fit here. I think it would actually be micro 4/3 going in, and then it would come out to say whatever
We've
what's
never
Canon
really
MFT or something, stuff like that.
We've never really had to use any of that. Yeah.
But I think it takes the f-stop lower, or I don't still higher or lower. It could go like 2.8 down to like a 1.7. I think I might be wrong though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we've never used them. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
All right, this is some Speed Standalone. Have you ever used Steadicam? Used a Steadicam.
Steadicam.
We've used
The gimbal.
like a gimbal.
Yeah.
Yeah, several times. They're great. This guy is a little too heavy for that. We'll usually grab a GH4 or something, and put it on a gimbal, and it works great.
Yeah, your guys' handheld shots are crazy.
Yeah,
A
see.
speed booster adapts lenses to smaller sensors.
So yeah, we were almost
close.
there. Almost there.
This is from Lombardi, 1969. Have you ever had to stop filming an episode because of the weather, such as a thunderstorm, tornado, or snowstorm?
Not that I can recall.
The rainstorm when we were trying to film that video about the song about Amazing Grace when we were in this parlor.
Right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we were one time. It wasn't like a dangerous storm or anything, but it was raining so hard in the kitchen and it's a tin roof. It was so loud in there. So we had to bail, and I think we ended up shooting it in here. It's pretty soundproof in here. Oh, yeah. Was this with a Micro Four Thirds sensor? You were limiting your sensor size. Yep, definitely. It's a very small sensor. We have that. What's the Canon that we have in there that we use for photos? Oh. It's a full frame. Oh,
I have no idea.
Gorgeous. If we could get a full frame out of that'd be.
Well, John has the what are those?
Is it the
S5s?
S5s?
Yeah, those are incredible too.
Full frame sensors. Gorgeous.
Oops, that's the wrong one.
Oh, what was that one?
How long is a typical shooting day? How many takes?
Depends.
It depends on
Depends on the video, I think. I don't know. Like a mini doc would take a week.
Yeah, a week.
Maybe
to
2.
Shoot, yeah. Usually we're able to get it done. Usually start to finish, I would say 4 hours, 4 to 5 hours.
Within our workday.
Oh yeah, definitely. We're very rarely having to start at 9 and by 5 we're like, oh, we got to come back tomorrow and finish it. That sometimes it'll happen, but most often we're getting it done within 4 to 5 hours. And as far as takes, John usually can do max like a 2 to 1 on most things. Sometimes we try to let him say things how he wants to say them and not super direct how he's saying it. But there are certain lines where it's like, this is a really important point. Let's kind of get the tone right. And sometimes that'll take, I don't know, 5 times, maybe 6 times. But John's pretty good at getting it done. I saw a comment asking for bloopers, and the reality is there really aren't that many other than like a stutter and a restart. They're not funny bloopers.
Unless Dragoo's there, and then
Yeah.
those are always fun.
If Michael's there, we'll get some bloopers.
We did a blooper reel with Michael once.
Oh yeah. That's fun stuff when Michael comes out.
Yeah, I love
him
it.
and John together. I mean, it's awesome.
If you've ever been in a video room with John, when John messes up, it's just, okay, restart.
Yeah, he just goes.
Right back to it.
Oh yeah. So.
Yeah. This is from Max Circule.
Max are cool. Yeah.
How do you film your stuff on the water, like John in his canoe?
We get into the canoe with John with this expensive equipment and just
lay down.
Okay, here we. Yeah, seriously, just kind of kick back and film. In the Food That Held Up a Nation mini doc, the fish preservation video, we filmed that on a river, and there were some shots where I just had to.
You were in the water.
Yeah, with the camera.
Yeah.
And Ryan and I were filming some stuff, and I remember that current. It was like, ooh, this is, you gotta lock in, because I was getting pretty low.
It was scary to watch.
Yeah. So yeah, stuff in the water. We crawl in the canoe with John, and hope for the best. So far, so good, though.
Right.
Thankfully, yeah.
This is from George Anderson. My biggest question is, how do you guys keep your historical clothing white and not get muddy?
They don't.
Yeah.
They don't.
Some of them are filthy.
Oh yeah.
Go watch the well dig.
Oh yeah. Oh no, they get muddy. So
I've been trying to get Brandon a new shirt for years.
Oh, I know.
It's got burn holes all over it.
It's
Poor
ripped
guy.
up.
I'm gonna come down to the warehouse and I'm gonna
Just
get that
steal
man
one.
a new shirt.
Yep. No, they can get dirty. John, we will swap his stuff out a lot because it should look clean. When he's hosting a cooking episode, he should look clean, for sure.
All right, this is a real question right here.
Okay.
Mark McClinney. Do either of you have a love or allergy to nutmeg?
Well, we're sitting by nutmeg floating in the air right now. And
It's
so
everywhere.
Far, no allergic
There's like a
reaction.
trace of nutmeg throughout the building.
Right.
You can't go anywhere without it.
Do you love nutmeg?
I don't dislike it.
Yeah.
I don't. No, yeah, I love it. I love nutmeg.
Nutmeg is a John thing. That's strictly John putting nutmeg. I enjoy it, but not like that, man.
I just don't want to upset anybody.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
All right, this is from Speed Stallone. What camera do you use on the drone, or is it a built-in camera?
It's just a built-in camera, and right off the top of my head, I can't remember the name of the drone that we use.
It's a DJI something.
Yeah, it's a small one, and it's just a built-in camera. It looks good. It gets the job done. I've seen some drone shots that look just gorgeous. This one, it's a very small lens, tiny, but it gets the job done.
Geeko55. Don't know if it's been asked, but do you all get to sample the finished meals and the food as well?
Oh yeah, most of the time it's all really good. We always say that always cooking over an open fire, it just adds this flavor to it, and I think that's where, I don't know, when we say the flavors and the aromas of the 18th century, it's that like open fire cooking, and it just adds something to it. Even with stuff that you've probably kind of had before. Like we made burgers in an episode for Ben Franklin, and even those were like, dude, this is like best burger I ever had. And I think it's that open fire.
The pizza in the oven was delicious.
That was crazy.
I want to cook a real pizza in John's mud oven.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We've mentioned this in the chat, but this is a question that'll be a refresher. What editing software do you use? This is from Sue M.
Yeah, Adobe Premiere.
Yeah.
That's what we use.
It's a great software.
Yeah. When it wants to behave. It behaves more often than not, I would say. I saw someone ask about, I may have lost it, but one thing that I was going to speak on, unless there are other questions, is shooting. Okay, so when we're shooting, I remember what it was. Somebody asked about storyboarding. We don't storyboard. The most that we'll do is if we're going to do a mini doc and we know it's going to be about, close to 30 minutes long, we'll map out like here's gonna the order of how it should go, so we're not just randomly filming.
And the sets we're going to use too. That's usually pretty important, I think.
Locations.
Yeah.
But the idea of editing in your head as you're filming, that's been huge. That's actually, going back to that one question, that's something that I've definitely learned, is the idea of knowing exactly how it's going to go while you're there, and you're not having to think about, okay, did I miss this? Knowing like, hey, there was a cut there. We need a shot of this thing to cover that cut. And just knowing that at the time.
Yeah.
We have to do that a lot of the times. But yeah, we don't do no storyboarding, nothing really like that.
You could maybe for the thumbnail a little bit.
I would say we storyboard thumbnails.
Yeah.
For the most part. Yeah. Got anything else?
Yeah, all right. This is from Small Bar 2012.
Okay.
Do y'all edit on Macs or PCs? I found the Adobe suite to be much more stable on Mac OS over Windows.
We edit on PCs.
I have edited on my Mac. I think I did a video last year on my Mac, and it worked okay. I mean, I don't really feel there's any difference. They both crash a lot.
Real quick, I want to get this question. Yes. How far out do you film videos? Like, do you post a video that you shot 2 weeks ago? I wish. we want to get, and sometimes we'll do it, but it's hard to, get ahead with some of these videos because all the research that goes into them, the post-production, a lot of the time we'll film on a Wednesday, and that video's coming out on a Sunday, and we all want it to be more planned out. It's just difficult to get the ball rolling on some of that, like planning 3 videos ahead. And we all have ideas, but just an idea is not the same as like actually, okay, how are you literally gonna get this one done? But no, it's mostly we'll shoot that week in post.
This week's video was a crunch.
Yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about post-production. Because for those who are just jumping in, John's not here, Ryan's not here. John asked us, Caleb and I, Aaron, to come in and kind of talk about video production, things like that. We both shoot video and we both edit. Lately, we've been basically posting less videos, but each video has a lot more going on in it. So this video that we just shot Wednesday, it's coming out on Sunday. I'm really excited about it. Was one of those videos where there was a lot of information, and it was I don't want to say fix it in post video, but like we're gonna have to really figure out
spice it up in post.
How we're gonna spice it up in post. So one of the things Caleb's been working on a ton this year is like artwork animation, taking old paintings, making them move
a little bit.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about kind of your process on some of that?
Oh, well, usually I will cut the image out, and then I got to remake the background so there's not like a big hole where I've cut out the actual.
So is that like just a
the
black
subject?
hole?
Yeah, so there's not just a black hole behind what I've cut out, and then I'll just put what I've cut out back on top and kind of make it move. However, I don't know, kind of make it like a camera movement in a way. We've been doing the recipe animations too, where it reads along with John as he talks.
Gives it a real immersive
Yeah,
feel.
or the fun stuff at the end of the food, the
Time travel
food stuff where Benjamin Franklin's got a hamburger coming out his kite string and stuff like that. Yeah,
he'll wink at you in a video.
those are fun because I can just be ridiculous.
Yeah,
those are a lot of fun.
I think stuff like that just adds a ton to the videos because there's so much art that, you know, we can present things, but sometimes the artwork will just, I don't know, it gives you a visual of here's literally what it looked like because somebody was painting it right there. But this last video was one of those, like, we're gonna need, I mean, I think you animated what, 15 or 16 pieces of art
for this video?
Yes.
Oh, I sent you 19 pieces of art alone.
Yes.
5 maps, I think.
Yes. It was,
and some of the biggest recipe animation I think I've done yet. It was crashing my computer this morning.
It was one of those, like, John's information was so good. And but okay, so usually what will happen is, let's say we're talking about, like, you know, the poor man's bread. That just came out recently. We can shoot what we're making that day, and also we have archives of, you know, bread B-roll. It's like, yeah, we need to cover a cut. Just find some bread B-roll. It all looks good. This subject, I don't want to spoil this subject. No. It's like we got nothing other than what we made for the video, which took up like 2 minutes of the video.
Yeah.
So it was a literal, okay, from scratch, find every piece of coverage that you're going to need, basically. Not, I mean, I'm exaggerating.
We did.
And then, yeah, and
we got lucky because a lot of times there's not a lot of art for the subject that we're trying to do.
Yeah.
But this one, it was like tons of it. Yeah.
And it was as I'm cutting, because we work remote on edit days. I'm just like, dude, I need a this. Can you get me a this?
I sent him the first batch, and he just blew through.
I need more. Send me more. As I'm like trying to, you know, we're trying to get to the point where there's always something cool to look at. So it's not just holding on John talking. We want to be able to, like, hey, here's some cool B-roll, or here's a cool painting to look at, and really get it more immersive. Mm-hmm. So yeah, this last video was a scramble for I need 20 paintings that move, and I need a map, and meanwhile I'm trying to find B-roll. Yeah, and then other times it's like it's a breeze.
Hey, we did it. That's all.
Yeah,
that's all
we got it done. We got it done. I hope everyone likes it. Coming out on Sunday. I'm not going to spoil it. John spoils the videos. I'm going to leave it a surprise.
I like that. Yeah.
This is from Kitten Kagome. Would you ever try an animation project?
Not me.
I'm not that good. I had to make George Washington's arm move once, and that about
you wanted to quit.
Killed me.
I
figured it out though.
I have so much respect for animators.
Yeah,
what little I've done.
I watched that Spider-Man. What is the
Miles
Morales Spider-Man?
Oh,
that
unreal.
Is unreal.
Unreal.
My brain doesn't even work like that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I just like to watch it.
Yep.
From Mark McKinley, from the sampled foods, which was your favorite and what was your most disliked?
Well, I didn't try the stewed crabs, did you?
No.
So that probably would have been my most disliked, but I stayed far away from that. My favorite, dude, the fried chicken is as good as it looks. It's fantastic.
See, there was pork chops John made. That's my favorite.
Ooh, yeah,
Pork
those
chops.
were great. Those were great. Most disliked, usually I can tell before I try it that I'm not gonna like this, so I just don't try it. But I think I tried. Now I can't remember if I tried. Oh, the coffee eggs.
Ooh.
No, just no.
Anything pickled for me too.
Yeah.
I can't do the pickled stuff.
I definitely did not like those coffee eggs, and John roasts me about it all the time. But I don't care.
The first recipe I ever tried, it was the. I'm not even sure what it was. It was so strange.
Was it that like oatmeal type thing
Yeah,
that
it
we made
was
in the
so
cabin?
bad.
Yeah, it was.
And Ryan brought it in on like probably my third or fourth day here.
You gotta try
He's
it.
like, you gotta try this recipe, and I was like,
You wanna be in the team,
okay,
don't you?
yeah, sure. And it was not good, and I don't know if I ever told him that, but it wasn't good, Ryan.
I liked it.
Yeah, I'm picky. I'm really picky. So
This one's from the Chunky Ninja. I love your name, by the way.
Chunky Ninja.
Do you use DUIK for the arm waving?
DUIK.
I don't know what that is.
Is that a question for me?
Probably an After Effects thing.
I don't remember what it was. It's been a long time since we did that video. That was like the first one we did, right?
Yeah, the first time travel one we did. Yep.
Some elasticity thing.
Yeah, because he had the pizza and he was going like.
Yeah, and he had a pizza in his hand and he was coming to his
it in
mouth.
his
Yeah,
mouth.
I don't remember. I made the trees move too. I don't know. I'd have to open it back up. But I don't. Maybe that's a abbreviation for something, I'm sure, but I don't know.
Yeah, what does DUIK stand for, Chunky Ninja? We must know. Real quick, I don't have the list in front of me, but I know every week John thanks the Nutmeg Tavern members, Patreon, Townsends Plus people. I don't have the list of new people, but just want to say thank you for being a part of all those. And we really appreciate the support. If you want to become a Nutmeg Tavern member, there's a join button. You click on that and you're going to get emojis. You're going to get a badge by your name. And sometimes you'll get a behind the scenes video, hopefully more in the future. But like I said before, when we're at video shoots, it's always like, oh yeah, behind the scenes video, and we're done with the shoot. But yeah, just thanks everyone on Patreon and Townsends Plus, and thanks for just watching in general. We appreciate all of you.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It looks like it's an extension After Effects like plug-in thing. Maybe I should look into that.
Let you apply an
Armature.
2D layers. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I will look into that. There was also another one that I was looking at that made like water look like it was moving and stuff. Ooh. But we never ended up going that route.
Well, this question says, what's the most difficult thing about live streaming from the Nutmeg Tavern? Just talking. That's the reason why I don't host this ever. But we're here.
Yeah.
We're here hanging out. And I hope everyone's liking it.
Yeah, I was kind of nervous, but it went well.
I'm very nervous.
Yeah.
Still.
I feel great now.
Okay, let's get it going.
Geeko 55. Is there any topic of the 18th century living that hasn't been covered that you're interested in?
Absolutely. We've talked about doing stuff with, water travel. Now, I know we've done canoes before, but the idea of just really digging into that idea of the rivers were the highways in the time period, stuff like that. One time we were throwing around a mini doc idea about like, it's gross, but like the smallpox outbreaks back then. I mean, there's a whole, John was deep into that at one point.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, there's all kinds. We've always wanted to do, dig more deep into some of the stuff with the Native American stuff, but we want to make sure that, we handle that stuff, really respectfully and have someone who's maybe a part of, tribe or something come in and hang out with us and talk about that. So there's a lot of stuff we want to do. Anything can you think of that's like, ooh, I want to dig in on that?
We just talked about this recently and it's completely left me, I think.
Now that the camera's on.
Yeah. I don't know.
Or usually what's been cool is John will bring in something that I never heard of and then it's like, oh, no, now I want to research that more.
I think it was like more battle-based stuff, like Revolutionary War battles.
Oh,
like I
like
really
specific
yeah
wars?
yeah like I just Revolutionary War in general is like you could give that stuff to me all day. But
Like a specific battle.
yeah,
or
like talk
something
more.
like that.
Yeah, and they might not be as interesting as I think they are, but
Yeah, dentistry of the time. John has been recently kind of talking about like maybe like some hygiene stuff in the time period. It's like, okay, let's go. It's a crazy topic.
Time to get down and dirty.
there was the video from when he went to Florida.
Yeah, he went to Florida.
That one was pretty interesting with the
You
hospital.
met-
Yeah, watch that video.
That'll make you very happy.
That was a hard
be
one to
living
edit.
now. Yeah, there is some crazy stuff.
They did some crazy stuff back
Yeah.
then.
I didn't hear the gear you use to record audio. Right now we're using the Zoom F2 field recorder, which is
Great piece.
Do you want to explain what 32-bit float is, if you can?
32-bit float. So basically, I could almost scream into this microphone as loud as I could, and then we could normalize it, and it wouldn't be clipping or distorting. We use it. It's great for like when Brandon's hitting the anvil, because those are they're so loud,
It blows my mind.
and you can just basically normalize it, and it sounds great.
I mean, he's hitting
He's
that
smacking
anvil,
that
and,
anvil.
and it's not spiking
Nope.
or clipping. Like it's amazing. This has been a lifesaver. We used to shoot with boom mics, and we'd run it into a recorder, and just after a while, it was like this has a great locking mechanism, so you can't bump it and stop it from recording. It's been awesome. I'm excited to try the wireless ones too.
The early ones did have a weird input problem though,
That's
which
true.
this one hasn't had yet.
That's tough when you come back with audio and there's little clips every once in a while.
That was
How did
rough.
that happen? Yeah.
A donation in the chat from a fellow professional creative. Your videos are fantastic and getting better all the time. Have you guys won any notable video awards?
My mom likes the videos a lot.
that
that counts, right?
Well, we got a gold play button for hitting 1 million subs. I would say that's a video award. That feels pretty good, but not like no like awards like technical awards.
That's a big award, man.
Yeah, it is.
People
and
love
it's really
that's
cool.
That is, yeah.
Yeah. That I'd
didn't
say
even
that's
think about that. Is it
that's
in
a good
here?
award. No, that's hanging up in the
Oh, it's
office.
above Ryan's desk. Yeah.
It's in the office, hanging up in our office.
Love you, Rye.
Oh.
I hope you're watching.
The audio work has always been very good. Thank you. Yeah, that's one of those things where what is the audio is more than half of the project.
If you can't hear a video, that's not a video.
It's it's almost like you'd rather have a video sound good than look good. Maybe not.
From Sweeney Dickinson, how long have you been making his videos?
Since 2009, I've been helping John. There was a little break where I worked a different job for a couple years, and then John begged me to come back. And then I came back and started doing it again. So probably total of, at this point, man,
Long time.
13 years probably, 12 to 13 years, yeah. Enter some competitions.
Can't stand working with audio.
Yeah.
Send it to me, Chunky Ninja, and I'll help you out.
I've sent him some side work I've done. I've sent him some audio, and he sent it back, and it sounded good. But what I sent him was like, this is almost.
It was bad. it wasn't that good even when he got it back.
Yeah, but it was much better than what it was.
Oh man, audio repair is fun.
Yeah, is it? I'm sure it feels good when it turns.
Oh, when
out
it
like,
works, yeah, but it doesn't always work.
Yep.
What's your favorite part of working at Townsends? This is from Kitty Cat Co.
Just still the whole
All of
process.
it, yeah.
Shooting and then turning it into something. Well, the other day, John said something that was pretty cool, and it was more like, we go and shoot, and it's like, oh, sometimes I can't see it. What is this going to be? And then when the edit comes back, it's like, oh, cool. Yeah, great. Turned out great. And that always feels good when it's like, you get done with the shoot, and it's like, oh, I don't know. Did we get it? Is this going to be good? And then you get the edit done, and it's like, no, we got it. Yeah, it worked. Just making it work. That's still awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me see what else.
Yeah,
we
any
got
more?
Here. Is this your day job, or do you have any side gigs? This is from Mark.
It's my day job, and I have side gigs.
Yep. Side gigs are fun too.
He has an awesome recording studio.
What are your opinions on nutmeg? This is a scandalous topic in this tavern.
I love it.
I would say that nutmeg has added to the lore of the channel. Therefore, it's added to my paycheck. So I do appreciate nutmeg.
Thank you, Nutmeg.
And all you've done for
You
me.
beautiful.
That one, John's been going crazy on that one.
Yeah.
Half used up nutmeg.
I think it'll be gone in a week.
Yeah, he goes crazy with the nutmeg. That's for sure. Just want to say you guys did great, especially for being nervous and not wanting to be on camera. Thank you. Hey, wait a minute. I know who that is.
Oh,
Thank you, Courtney.
Get that off the screen.
Oh, Aaron chose wisely. What does that mean? Mike Kruk. Have ever had a project that just didn't work out and got scrapped?
Yep, the chain. This was a chain at one point.
No, it's literally scrapped. It's scrap metal.
Vaporized it.
Don't tell me I can't do it.
Any more guests planned for the future of the Nutmeg Tavern?
Us.
Yeah. We've been planning this for 6 months.
They've been excited about this. They were talking about it all week.
Yeah, I don't know about live guests. That'd be awesome. Do more YouTuber collabs for sure. Hopefully. I'm just looking at the chat. Sorry, Did you like working with Cole Cracker? Yes. Cole Cracker Bushcraft? Yeah. Dan Wowak is awesome. He was great to work with, and I'd love to work with him again. He's awesome. His content's great. You chose wisely in your answer to the nutmeg question. Like my politician answer. Well, let me answer that by asking you this.
Do you like nutmeg?
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Who would you like to collaborate with in the future that you didn't do before?
I'd still love to see Uncle Roger.
Yeah, dude.
I would love
it. Okay, so I would love. We've talked with Cowboy Kent before on the live stream. I would love to actually cook with him.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
I can't remember the name of his portable stove. He has a name for it, but he would be fun to work with.
Is it
for sure.
Betsy or something?
Yeah, it's something
Betty
like
or
that.
Betsy,
Yeah.
yeah.
He was a great dude. We did a great interview with him, and I think it would be fun to work with him as far as content goes. But someday, I want to collab with the Red Letter Media guys.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys are somehow watching, I think we could make something happen.
Or
right?
Corridor Crew.
Yeah.
I'd love to work with Corridor.
Judge your animations.
Oh, I want them to teach me.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. What power source do you use when shooting outdoors? It's not in the room, but we have these awesome batteries.
They're juice box batteries.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Lifesavers. I would die for an RLM collaboration. Yeah, me too. Bertha, you got it right.
Bertha.
Nice.
It's also
He's putting nutmeg on the egg roll. Oh, hey, Uncle Roger. That'd be awesome. Yeah.
There's a couple Rice videos that he I'm sure would just love to watch.
Yeah, Bertha,
So get those in the hands of Uncle Roger and
Send
make
them
my
over.
dreams come true.
Definitely.
All right, I think that's about we're hitting that time.
Yep. Sorry, I'm just looking at the chat. I got to do the wrap up. That's right.
Yep.
All right. So for those who came in late, I'm Aaron. This is
Caleb?
We're the videographers here at Townsends, and yeah, I hope you had a good time hanging out. I hope you learned a few things. I really appreciate you being here. Yeah, I have a lot of respect for John. Even more respect for John having hosted this, because this is really nerve-wracking. But thank you for being here in the Nutmeg Tavern. Happy Friday. Have an awesome Labor Day weekend. I forgot it's Labor Day weekend. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your evening. And we really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Dude,
Have a great
See you
weekend,
guys.
everybody.
go
Thanks
to the
for watching.
card.